We'd like to welcome everybody. People are coming in a little bit slowly this morning. I was up a little bit slowly this morning. So,
Hi, Annie.
it's a slow morning.
Hi, Patty and Joyce.
There we are.
Hey.
Welcome, Joyce and Patty.
Sky's in the house.
Yeah.
Patty B.
Sky, not on Kevin. All of these people that are up there. Welcome.
Lonnie.
And,
Oh, Gail. Hi, Gail.
Yay. Donna.
Hello.
Annie. Donna
Okay.
and Kevin. Sky. Gail.
It's great to have everybody here.
Thank you so much for attending.
Any birthdays this week? Any birthdays? Joe? Yours was celebrated last week.
Mine was last week.
Yeah,
We sang and everything.
yeah.
And did I celebrate? Yes.
Woohoo,
Yes.
yay!
Hey, it's wonderful to
It was
really
great.
celebrate a birthday. That's great. Good. So glad. Well, nobody else is having a birthday?
Nope.
Okay.
I know.
And the other thing that I would like to mention is prayers for Janet. They had a fire at her mobile home park, lost a mobile home, and there was a death involved also. So she's going to hurry home after church to be able to talk to the people there.
Yeah.
She's such a good counselor.
Well,
Such a good grief and stress and everything else counselor. We're so glad to have you in our community.
Well, I'm glad to be a part of this community because it helps me when I have to go out and do the work because I feel all of you behind me.
Oh, wonderful.
I feel all of you behind me. I
Yay.
do. And that gives me a lot of strength.
That
It gives
is
us a
great.
lot of strength because I'm a part of a team.
Right,
So
as
it's
you
not
are.
just me.
Yeah.
I'm part of a team.
Okay. Now, what I'd like for you to do, now that I've got you talking, is you can do a prayer or you can do a song, whatever you would like to do this morning.
Okay. All righty. Oh.
And the Reverend Janet Child.
Jan, for those who all on the thing can call me Jan, so that's my name. We're special people. So I'm just going to invite you to take a nice deep breath and just allow yourself to feel the connection to our beloved Mother Earth. This is the quickest way, as we have talked about before, of getting grounded in this moment. So just allow yourself to feel your feet flat on the floor and just feel the energy from your feet going down into the center of the earth. And with every breath, just realize that you are breathing. You are alive. And you are a being radiating light into our world. And right now, that is exactly what our world needs. So with every breath, in and out, realize that your breath cleanses you from any burdens you might be carrying. So on the in-breath, breathe in with me. We breathe in the energy and the strength that we need. Out breath, let's just make a sound. And with that out breath, just feel every burden, every heaviness, every stuckness, just gently leaving your body. It doesn't have to be traumatic, it just can be absorbed by our wonderful Mother Earth, who will transmute it and transform it. In this simple act of being on the earth, we are all alive and on this earth plane right now. So we are connected like the roots of the redwood tree, where they gather in groves and connect underground with each other. That's what we can do as a part of this incredible community, is just allow ourselves to feel that connectedness to each other's roots, to each other's groundedness, and knowing that that groundedness keeps us in the present moment and allows us with our breath to breathe out what no longer serves us. And holding deeply to the energy of our body, just feel your focus go to your heart. Connected to our ground. And now, from the top of our head, we feel the wonderful energy of our guides, of spirit, of our ancestors that support us. And just feel that energy swirling down around your face, your head, your neck, your back, your chest, until it meets in the heart. They create a spiral. They create a spiral of incredible energy as the earth energy moves up to your heart. The spiritual energy moves down. And spirit often comes in a wonderful space of unconditional love and infinite energy. And just know that you are held in that loving energy. Oh, I'm held in the energy, spiraling, healing, being. I'm held in the energy of spiraling, moving, healing. I am home. Oh, I am home. I am home. And when we feel at home in our bodies, connected to our earth, connected to our spiritual resources, we can know and feel that we are a powerful being of light. And that powerful being of light radiates out healing to the world. And as we are in that spiral in our heart, and just allow yourself to touch your heart with your hands and just feel the energy swirling, spinning, and radiating out. We have so much protection, so much resource, both inside of us and around us. And feel that spiral getting bigger and bigger until it's touching where you are in your home or in this wonderful place with Doti and Corky. Wherever you are, just feel that energy spiraling of energy flowing freely, freely. I am free. We are free. I am free. And with every breath, feel the strength that is you, moving beyond you, out into the world. And then, as energy does, it bounces right back to you, amplified, rejuvenated, healing, right back into your heart, and then reaching out to every area of your body, and beyond into your auric field. Just feel the energy swirling, grounding you and energizing you, and allowing you to know that you are held in this greater energy of strength, healing, and joy. I'm healing. Oh, we are being. We are dreaming, dreaming. Our dreams home. We are living, living. We are dreaming, dreaming. We are being strong and gentle, joyful and light, dancing in the air, dancing in the moonlight. All we can be, all we are, held in the arms of the sacred star of love, the sacred star of love. We are seeking our place, is right here, right now, and we are. We are
And just take a nice moment to hold on to that beautiful song and meditation that puts you in a delightful mood for the day. And take a nice deep breath in, and hold it, and then relax. Ah. Thank you so much, Janet. That was a wonderful, wonderful beginning today. It just made it bring me down, made me feel good about the day. It's wonderful to have that be a start. And one of the things that I'm going to be talking about today is April Fool's Day.
Yay!
Yay! Just in a couple of days here.
So before we get started, can everybody hear okay? Everybody can hear okay? It's loud enough?
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Oh, good, good. And
Go get him, Tiger.
I became acquainted with April Fool's Day when I was in 1945.
Oh my
For
God.
some of you, that might be a little bit before your time, but I can look here at Joan and know. And what happened is we had moved away from Culver City, California, which was close to the ocean, to the desert, to Lancaster. Lancaster, California at that time had 2,000 people in the whole valley. Now it's huge as far as the amount of people and then the industry and everything, but when we moved there, it was just farmers. And somebody who owned a wonderful little movie theater, who his name was Judy Gump. You all know her as Judy Garland. Her dad owned a movie studio in our town.
Lancaster?
In Lancaster. And that's how they got to Hollywood. It was through Lancaster. They lived there for 2 years. So I always think of, we've got to have something great for my little town, and that's what it is. But in 1945, it was one night, not late night for me, but early in the morning for my grandpa, who was a farmer. He got up every morning at 4 o'clock to go out and feed the cows. And I heard him yelling about something, and I woke up and thought, what is going on? Then I went back to sleep. Well, later, when he came back into the house, he came in and I heard him yell again. His chair was gone. His comfortable chair was gone.
Not his
And before, when he'd been yelling, it was my grandma had taken and put salt in the sugar shaker. So as he got ready, he put what he thought was sugar into his coffee. It was salt. And that was the first yell. And she said to him, she woke up to say to him, April Fool's Day. So when he came in the house and his chair was gone, he knew it was April Fool's Day. And so he ran around the house, crumbled all the way, and he found his chair. And he says, you're gonna get it. He started chasing my grandmother. And she ran through the house and ran around, and then he grabbed her, gave her a big kiss. They both fell on the couch and giggled. He said, wait until you don't remember this and I'm going to get you. She laughed and said, no, you won't. And they giggled and fell on the couch and kissed some more. Aww. So for me, April Fool's Day is about doing something fun that's not that harmful to somebody, but letting them know that you love them. So that's what I'm going to be talking about this morning is April Fool's Day. It's on April 1st, obviously. And it's a mysterious, with different theories about how it started. Nobody knows for sure how it started. There's a theory that links the day to the ancient Roman festival of Hilaria, celebrated in late March. This festival involved costumes, games, and playful mockery, much like modern day April Fool's things that are going on. But that was a long time ago. Some also associate it with the vernal equinox, and bad weather was said to fool people. In April, there's a lot of bad weather usually. This is when we get rid of most of the rain for the year. A lot of things happen weather-wise. So they also associated that with April Fool's Day. The most common theory is its ties with France in 1582. When the calendar was switched from the Julian to the Gregorian system. And that's why so many different holidays got changed, because they changed it from April to December. And so a lot of the things that got changed were things like Christmas, various things that got changed.
Before Christ, was it?
No.
That time?
No, it was in 1582.
Oh, well, 15, yeah. I know, okay.
And those who didn't realize the change and continued to celebrate the new year in late March or early April were often painfully marked as April Fools. So you were celebrating the celebration that had been going on for centuries on April 1st, and no, it had changed to December. So that's when everybody started that didn't go along with the new calendar got teased and being called an April Fool.
And we think daylight savings time sucks.
But
Yeah.
And we think daylight savings time
yeah,
sucks.
yeah. About 6 months difference. Those who were slow to adopt the change were often people who lived in the countryside, better known as April Fools. The earliest April Fool's Day hoax on record was in 1698. People in London were told to go see the annual ceremony of the washing of the lions at the Tower of London. Loads of folks showed up.
Washing.
But alas, there was no annual lion washing ceremonies.
Oh.
The street prank play worked so well that people kept pulling year after year, mostly on out-of-towners. They'd see somebody from an out-of-town, oh, you want to go watch the lions this year? And that was what they did on April 1st. By the mid-19th century, pranksters had printed up fake tickets. Hundreds of thousands of people would show up, only to realize they'd been tricked. So if you look like you were culpable, they'd get you tricked. April Fool's Day lapsed into a universal love for humor and lighthearted mischief. Over the centuries, it's evolved into a global tradition with each culture adding its unique flavor. Now it is celebrated in many countries around the world, but the traditions and fun for the day vary widely. In countries like the United States, Canada, France, and the United Kingdom, it's quite popular, people playing on friends, family, and co-workers. In the Scandinavian countries, people engage in playful hoaxes, but it's often journalists and media that publish fake stories to trick the public. April Fool's Day spread throughout Britain during the 18th century. In Scotland, the tradition became a two-day event starting with hunting the gowk. The gowk is spelled G-W-O-K, in which people were sent on phony errands. Gowk is the word for cuckoo bird, a symbol for fool. And followed by Tally Day, which involved pranks played on people's bottom, such as pinning fake tails or kick me on them. So that was a big thing. Hunting the gowk, a word for cuckoo bird, a symbol for fool. And followed by Tally Day, which involved pranks played on people's bottoms, such as pinning fake tails or kick me on them. Well, that sounds like some things that happen nowadays. At least 25, 30 years ago, you go to school and everybody'd have a sign that says "kick me" on their bottom. And it wasn't so much doing the kicking; it was putting it on that was sexy. You know, you got to figure out how quickly to get it on, and it was a fun thing to do. And now
Harmless prank.
it hurts.
Harmless prank.
Oh, harmless prank! I thought you said it hurts. Prank.
Well, it depends on how you pin it on, I'm sure.
Unless you pin it, you know.
Exactly.
All right.
From
the whole
harmless
hat pinned out
pranks among friends to elaborate hoaxes by media outlets and corporations, the day offers a chance to break from routine and share laughter. We need that.
Yes, we
So
do.
I suggest you do something that's harmless but fun for a prank. Something that brings back April Fool's Day, because everybody is talking about negativity. It would be fun to do some prank that makes them feel appreciated and loved and wanted. So it could be anything, but just think of it. Think of something that you could do to bring about a response from somebody. It says, "Oh, it's April Fool's Day." Or you could say April Fool's Day. April Fool's Day and Easter are not directly related, though they can sometimes overlap in timing since both occur in the spring. Easter is a religious holiday that commemorates the resurrection of Jesus Christ in Christian traditions, and its date is determined by the lunar calendar. It usually falls on the first Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
The first Sunday after the first full moon following the spring equinox.
That's a lot to keep track of.
Yeah, the first Sunday after the first Monday after the vernal equinox is when a full moon. And April Fool's, on the other hand, has secular origins tied to humor and pranks. When the two occasions fall close together, it's purely coincidental. It's fascinating, though, how they both celebrate renewal in different ways. one through faith and spirituality, and the other through playful and lighthearted. Ultimately, the church puts up with pranks because these playful traditions can embody joy, connection, and kindness. Values often really appreciated by a church. They want the playfulness. They want the enjoying life. And so that's something that you can look at when you think of April Fool's Day. That they're a prank that's for fun. They're something that you can do to tease somebody, let them know that you love them or you like them or you appreciate them. For instance, most communities would advocate for humor to remain respectful and considerate. Yeah, well, most April Fool's Day jokes I know aren't necessarily always respectful. They sometimes are really foolish. But you just go along with it. Kids between 7 and 15 love to pull April Fool's tricks on you. And it's fun to appreciate it. It's fun to just laugh at it.
Yeah.
Don't get upset. Just let them know that you appreciate them, because they're letting you know that you're appreciated. Ultimately, the church puts up with pranks because these playful traditions can embody joy, connection, and kindness. Values often celebrated in spiritual teachings. So think of April Fool's Day as spiritual. As you're talking to people, you're dealing with people, you're having fun with people. This is a spiritual event. Don't just ignore it. Don't say, oh, well, it's April Fool's Day. Do something. Think about it, and then just do something. If it's a work, do something to tease the people you work with. But just let them know that there is a day that should be remembered, and it's April Fool's Day. However, most communities advocate for humor to remain respectful and considerate, just like the church does. So for instance, joy and fellowship, those are two things that we need more of in our life. Humor can bring people together and cultivate a sense of belonging, which aligned with the idea of community celebrated in many spiritual practices. So when somebody says, what did Dottie talk about at Teacher? You say, April Fool's Day. They say, that's not spiritual. Yes, it is. When you can talk to somebody that you don't usually talk to, when you can play with somebody you don't usually play with, that's spiritual. That's putting things together. That's the way that you want to live your life, in spiritual harmony. Harmony is the big thing about being spiritual. So think about that. Think about why I'm suggesting that you honor April Fool's Day. Because humor can bring people together and cultivate a sense of belonging, which aligns with the idea of community celebrated in many spiritual practices. Humility and perspective. Lighthearted humor acknowledges human imperfection and serves as a reminder to approach life with humility and grace. That's the problem these days. We're not looking at problems with humility and grace. We're looking at problems with anger and frustration. Think about how to handle the problems with humility and grace. Do you feel humor has a deeper role in connecting us with spiritual or philosophical ideas? It seems if you do, you're contemplating something pretty neat right there. Think about it. Do you feel humor has a deeper role in connecting us with spiritual or philosophical ideas? If you do, it feels like you're contemplating something meaningful here. April Fool has lasted for centuries because it fulfills this timeless human desire for connection through humor and playfulness. We all like to play, but we get older and we tend to stop wanting to play. Let it out. Be excited about life. Like I'm excited about Joan is now 90. Yay!
Bravo.
I've decided my new word is zest.
Oh, I
Oh,
love
I
it.
like it.
Live with zest.
Mhm.
With what?
Zest.
Zest. Z-E-S-T.
Yeah.
Because
Oh,
I,
zest.
Word.
Okay.
I don't want to be
Like zest the
dull.
lemon.
I don't want to be dull and boring.
Right.
But I want a life filled with good stuff.
Zest.
So look for the playful side.
Yeah, you bet.
And plan
That's
your
awesome.
next travel.
That-
You're always traveling.
Yes.
Well, you know what? I found out that traveling to the symphony or plays is very adventurous and fulfilling, as well as traveling long distances.
I love
And
that.
it's cheaper and easier.
That's true.
You can go more times.
Good
Yeah,
for
it's
you.
cheaper.
I love it.
That sounds great. That's good advice.
So think about, when you're thinking about doing something playful, you're thinking about something spiritual. And that brings back that whole idea, that whole energy of who we are and what we're doing when we say April Fool.
Mhm.
We're being spiritual, and
I like that. Spiritful.
spiritual, yeah. We're
That's a
being
good word.
spiritual and
Spiritful.
cheerful, and letting people know that they're wonderful. And that's when you tease people, is when you want them to know that you think they're wonderful. April Fool's Day has lasted for centuries because it fulfills a timeless human desire for connection through humor and playfulness.
Yes.
Laughter is universal language, and moments of shared amusement strengthens bond between people. Think of the people that you've laughed with.
Been many.
There's many. And laughter is so playful, but it's so invigorating.
You know, Dottie, that studies have shown that laughter literally boosts our immune system.
Right? Laughter does so much. The tradition, simplicity, and adaptability have also contributed to its longevity. April Fool's Day has been around for a long time, since the 1500s. And so when you think about that, that's longer than a lot of the other celebrations we have. And it doesn't require special preparation, resources, or deep cultural knowledge to participate. It's just you thinking of something fun to do with somebody. Okay? Or a silly way to get dressed up. Or something exciting to call and tell somebody. Or something that you see on your phone that you want to repeat text. Do it and then say April Fools. But do something nice for somebody. It's going to make you feel better, and it's going to make them feel excited. Minister Ruth
Yes.
Whoa, Ruth.
will be reading some of the most original April Fool pranks.
Wait a minute, Ruth. I gotta get you.
Yummy.
Get you on line here.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
Anybody?
I got papers.
Lauren. Hello.
Alright.
Ruth. Hello. And Mary. Hello. But I'm gonna take. Okay. I'm good.
Alright.
Ruth is the focus.
In 1905, the Berliner, oh shoot, I should have practiced this word. Tageblatt, the Berliner Tageblatt, a German newspaper, reported that thieves had tunneled underneath the U.S. federal treasury and stolen all of its silver and gold.
Oh.
You know, when we were on the gold standard, right?
That's right.
The story was quickly picked up by papers throughout Europe and the United States. It was huge news. Or it would have been, if it were true. It was a lie.
What?
They lied.
Well, I'm glad it wasn't true.
Yeah, right. And then there was one where in 1996, Taco Bell ran a newspaper ad announcing that it had purchased the Liberty Bell. The ad was a risky, and here we quote, the ad was a risky thing to do because it annoyed a lot of people, said Bozy, but it proved to other companies that you get a huge bang for your buck if you pull off a stunt that everybody talks about. The ad represented a shift in the way that companies looked at April Fool's Day. Before that, it was a lighthearted jest and a bit of fun, but starting with the Taco Liberty Bell and continuing into today, companies began to see it as a way to promote their brand and make money. Sort of like a court jester, right? Making fun of the king.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah,
Right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Yeah.
Like, And then one of my favorites, I saw the video of the harvesting of the pasta, where on April 1st of 1957, the British Broadcasting Corporation told viewers that there had been an exceptionally heavy spaghetti crop in Switzerland that year, due in part to the virtual disappearance of the spaghetti weevil. The BBC showed footage of spaghetti harvesters, I've seen it, it's hilarious, diligently picking noodles from trees. Some viewers were upset, but some called to ask where they could find a spaghetti bush.
That's good.
Right? Okay. Alright.
She wanted to boil.
A pasta tree.
I would love that.
I would too.
I love pasta.
You want me to do the I have April Fool's jokes?
Okay.
Alright. Some of my favorite ones. Why did the broom give up pranking? It kept sweeping things under the rug.
Oh.
Why didn't A and C prank their friend? They just let her be.
Oh.
The letter B.
Bad jokes.
Yeah, basically. What do you call a realistic prankster? A practical joker.
That was my
Oh, that's
Oh, thank you.
You're
Thank
very
you,
welcome.
Truth. Yay.
Bravo.
That's what happens when you get here early.
That's right, I get assignments.
Get an assignment.
Give them a shot.
Guess I don't have to
Additionally,
worry about
April
that.
Fool's Day
Nope.
thrives on creativity and surprise,
Surprise.
which keeps it fresh and relevant with each generation. While norms and traditions evolve, the appeal of harmlessly tricking friends or family and laughing together remains constant. This blend of fun, adaptability, and universal joy has allowed April Fool's Day to stand the test of time. It may be one of those rare moments where we can all indulge in a bit of good-natured fun. It's a spirit of joy and connection may carry a form of lighthearted spiritual significance. Now, do you know of any memorable April Fool's pranks or traditions? It seems everyone should be appreciated lighthearted celebrations like this.
Okay.
So,
You guys.
okay.
No, but could I say something?
Yeah, of course.
Yes.
The play Brigadoon, which is kind of a joke,
Uh-huh.
because they're in Scotland reminiscing and two guys and playing around, and they run into a ship from 100 years previously, and that play is in Saratoga right now. I'll have to look the dates up, but I'm going to go, and if we want to live with zest, maybe if I put out the date I'm going, maybe some of you would like to join me. It's a community theater and it's relatively inexpensive and it's a lot of fun. The play is a lot of fun and the music is just great. So,
Just get there a little bit early for parking.
yeah,
Yeah.
but it's great. So I'll put the date that I'm going to go in the newsletter with
Good.
Corky.
Wonderful.
And then I'll alert the ticket people that if you call and say you're meeting Joan, she can put us kind of together.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I like
And
that.
that reminds me, if you're not receiving the CCL insights, please let us know so Corky can put you back on. You might have changed your email, it might be a lot of things. Please excuse me when I stutter. Since my stroke, I'm not quite as good a speaker. That's why I write it up beforehand so I can read it, because I don't flow as easily as I did before my stroke, but it's coming back, folks.
I can see the difference.
So
Yeah.
that's pretty exciting.
Okay, Annie has her hand up.
Yes, Annie. Annie?
Annie.
Yeah, so back in the 80s, I used to work for a company called Sun Microsystems. Few of you may have heard of that company. And we were very small at that time. I was employee number 300. So,
Wow.
and every year I discovered that the Mercury News would show up at Sun to find out what we would do on April Fool's Day. So the first year that I was there, we took the CEO's car, which was a small little sports car that he loved. He says, and the engineers took the car completely apart and rebuilt it in the fountain. So
Oh,
it was
geez.
sitting on top of the fountain.
Oh my
And
God. Darn
the
engineers.
next year we built a sand trap and golf course. I think they did 18 holes throughout the office for the CFO. So in his office was the sand trap. And then another year we built, one of the other officers, we built their office on an island, because it was in Mountain View. And I don't know if you guys remember, there was like a little river, a little water area there. And they took with boats and they moved his office, and they went and they waterproofed everything, and they hooked up his office. Everything was functional, but they didn't give him a way to get out.
Oh, geez.
So he had to figure it out. So those were the kinds of things. And so Mercury News would always show up to find out what we were doing. And last year on April Fool's Day, my doctor wasn't fooling. I had my major surgery on April Fool's Day last year, but it was really good. So it turned out to be very spiritual. So
Yay!
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 Bravo.
Yes, bravo. Thank you for
Thank you,
sharing
Annie.
that with us. Yes. Okay, anybody
Anybody
else? Anything else that you can think of that has happened to you?
Well, it wasn't an April Fool's thing, but when you were talking about that, it brought to mind when we were in Greece, and the person who was leading the thing wanted to take us out to that island where all the lepers had lived, and they had a terrible battle there, and almost everybody was killed, and we were like, no, we're psychics, we're empaths, we're not going out there. And so I think like 98% of the people took the happy train. Remember that?
There was a little train that was called the Happy Train, and I said to we got off our bus, and I said to the lady, "We're going to take the Happy Train." And she looked at me like, "What? Instead of going to the leper colony?"
Yeah. And the battlefield.
The battlefield.
Yeah. So we just and it was just kind of like all through town, and there were people that were sitting out in front of their house. You know, I mean the doors opened right onto the street, and so they were sitting in their like kitchen chairs and waving at us as we go by. You know,
Wow.
it was such a sweet and fun. We had a great time. I
They got enough
had a good time.
problems, right?
Hmm?
It's like you got enough problems. You need to go to a.
Right.
I don't want to go to a leper colony. I don't want to go
where all the bad things happen. Like,
That's
you know, where
Just
the
gonna get ambushed by all that.
yeah, it's like no, we're not
Can't
going
get
to.
jumped.
Yeah.
right?
Anyway, but that
Second
it wasn't.
buggy.
Hear us.
It was just an experience that we had on another experience that we had on one of our trips.
Yes.
Well, psychologists find that people who are lucky are happier.
Right.
Well,
So
yeah.
if you can choose to be happy, you're likely to also be luckier. And I'm all for good luck. How about you?
Yay! Bring it on! Bring it on! I can handle it. I can handle some good luck. I'm pretty sure.
Please.
Oh, here's 5 pranks to watch out for in 2025. Fake products launches. Companies might announce bizarre products like hot dog flavored bottled water or apps with absurd functionalities. These pranks often go viral, so double check before believing the hype. 2. Social media shenanigans. Influencers and brands could post outrageous claims or photoshopped images to trick their followers. Be skeptical of anything that seems too wild to be true. 3. Tech tricks. Watch out for pranks involving autocorrect changes or fake updates on your devices. These can be subtle but hilariously confusing.
No, anything that's confusing is not hilarious.
Food surprises. Classic food pranks like swapping the contents of a donut box with vegetables or serving frozen cereal might make a comeback. An unexpected
Chocolate
alarm,
covered Brussels
hidden
sprouts.
alarm set to go off at odd hours could leave you scrambling to find the source. Stay sharp and enjoy the fun.
Yay.
And so look at, I'd love to start April Fool's Day with joy and love and fun. We need more of that right now. So think of something that you could do that would be fun for people that you know, people that you live with, people that you care for, and think about it. And what kind of things can you think of doing? Janet, what kind of thing could you think of doing that's fun?
I'm trying to think. I like the food things.
Right.
Like the donut box that has the vegetables. That would be great.
That worked for you.
Right.
Yeah.
But I think it's all about doing something with fun, but in a loving way, right? Excuse me. In a loving way, how we can be, loving and light about it.
Right.
And what you're talking about, Dottie, is so important about how we do it. And I just want to make it clear. I mean, there can be cruel jokes that,
Oh gosh,
we
that
don't
are
want those.
abusive, right? And so, so I like the message you're giving us is it has to be on that higher level.
Right.
It has to be light and fun, and also, for me, it reminds me to laugh at myself, not to take myself so seriously, right? And so, just relaxing,
Right.
I've got a good one.
Oh, goody.
Okay, Mary.
Go, Mary.
I think I'm going to get an alien mask and peek in my son's window.
Oh.
That's brilliant.
That's fantastic.
I think that will be good.
And he lives in front of you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So just go peeking around in his windows. And
That's a great one.
That's a great
You're
idea.
gonna get a mask?
An
Alien mask.
An alien mask.
That sounds scary
That's
just
wonderful.
talking about it.
I have one that I did on a friend, but it wasn't on April Fool's Day, but it was okay. We were going for a walk, and there's this, I don't know what the kind of flower it is, what the name is, but it's got this huge thick stalk, and it almost looks like it's a kind of like a tree, but it's not. And it grows like 3 feet tall, and it's got these tiny little flowers, and that are very powdery.
Yeah.
Like their pollen is super, super powdery. Smells terrible.
Oh no!
Okay, and she had never seen that, and I'm like, oh hey, you should smell that. And she goes, really? I'm like, yes, you totally should. And she goes, oh, that's awful. And I'm like, mm-hmm. And she's like, you knew? I'm like, mm-hmm. And then I'm like, okay, now let's go walk over across the street to where the rose bushes are and smell the nice roses so you clear your nose.
I love it. That's a great idea.
That was nice.
Yeah.
You get something nice when you get something neat.
That's what makes it harmless, I think.
Right.
And then you I didn't leave her suffering with the bad smell.
I love it.
Lauren, can you think of anything that you could do?
My favorite one last year was the online one. This one nightclub said that they were denying access to the nightclub to Geminis, and I thought that was real. I'm like, awesome. And they're like, we were joking. They're like, no Geminis in our nightclub. They were saying they would start checking astrology of the IDs, but no.
That's fighting words for us Geminis.
I know, right?
Look, there's a lot of.
Joan, do you have any?
Talk with your other Geminis
Well, I
about their
think Jello
behavior.
salads have become kind of a joke.
Yes.
And
What?
and I make Jello salad at Christmas with that's really wonderful. It's cranberries and pineapple.
Yum,
and
that
walnuts,
sounds delicious.
And it's really good.
Oh,
But
that's
I
all-
was thinking about St. Patrick's Day, and I thought I could make green Jello with cottage cheese and pineapple. Do you remember that was really popular?
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And I thought that would be such a good joke to make that and have it delivered to my kids. Green Jello.
That's a great one.
Sounds good to me. I would eat it.
I would eat it.
So I'll send a package to you too.
Okay, I'll be one of your kids.
Oh, great. But there's so many fun things that you can do. Wake up if you have a partner. Wake up in the morning and kiss them and say good morning and happy Fool's Day.
Well, listen.
You know, and then just linger a little bit longer.
There you go. Good idea, Dottie.
But do something to make people aware that it can be Happy Fool's Day. The idea that the poor folks that were farmers and hadn't gotten the newspaper when they changed the date of when they were going to be celebrating Christmas and changing, putting things in December from April, and they called them April Fools. But imagine how horrible that would feel if you just come to town and found out that you're there 5 months early or later rather than you should be. So yeah, different things have happened with this celebration. Go online and read about some of the pranks that they've had. There are a lot of crazy ones. I gave Ruth a list of some that were so insanely bad that you just have to look at those pranks and go, I don't think so.
I didn't read those.
Yeah.
Unworthy.
Okay. Well, let's open it up to the outside folks and see if anybody else has something that they'd like to add that's a prank that they've had done or that they've done to somebody else. Anybody have anything?
Nobody's had jokes?
Nobody's had any jokes?
We're all very serious here, clearly.
Oh, yeah. My
I just have a problem embarrassing people. I don't ever want to do that. I'll make somebody feel less than, or if I can help it.
Well, yeah.
Well, let's see, Mel?
Mel, we're talking about April Fool's Day.
Yeah, I have something on the Jello salad. I saw a recipe online for a cheeseburger Jello salad.
Oh no!
Oh.
Oh no! Who was serving that?
It was actually one of those reels that gives recipes. But it actually looked pretty good. The gelatin was it was unflavored gelatin, and they used chicken breast.
Well, we've had a lot of atmosphere about that.
Thank you.
Thank you
Just
for
have something
sharing.
tasty right along with it,
Absolutely.
so people aren't truly bereft after the joke.
So there you are in the desert.
That's right.
I really love that idea, though, of putting vegetables in a donut box. I'd actually like donuts in a vegetable bag better.
Yeah, that would be good. That would make me happy.
Yeah.
That's for after the vegetables in the donut box, right? I go, okay.
Thank you, Mel.
Oh.
Welcome.
Okay, here.
Okay, who else?
Alright.
Patty is off.
Patty and Joyce.
Patty and Joyce.
You guys have anything? Patty, Joyce?
Someone's got like a yoga class or something.
Hi.
Sounds like the
Hi there.
Can you unmute?
There it is. No,
There you go.
I was just sending a note that I need to, we have to leave a few minutes early. I'm getting ready for a yoga class.
Oh,
So-
great.
Oh, that's
Wonderful.
is that an April Fool's joke?
No, this is honest. Yeah. Okay, that was good.
I was thinking it was.
It's been really fun, Dottie. I echo what Janet said, to look at the joy of it, because, April Fool's Day was never really that kind and loving when I was growing up. People were just cruel. So it's really fun to hear the other side of this message. Thank you.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
absolutely.
That's why I started out with
Uplifting it.
my grandma and grandpa chasing each other around.
Oh,
One quick thing. I never knew about it. We lived down in Mississippi, so I didn't know about April Fool until we had moved to Santa Barbara, California. And then I asked, what was the point? And no one could explain it to me, only that it was supposed to be funny. But I didn't see it was funny because some of the pranks they pulled, I thought they were very not funny, as I used to call it then, unfunny.
Yeah.
Right,
And,
right.
but the thing is, it goes to show you the difference about where you live and what you're exposed to.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we got a dash. It was good seeing everyone this morning.
Wonderful.
Hey, nice seeing you.
And Ms. Dottie, may I make an announcement?
Yes, we've got an
So
announcement.
our next
Announcement from
I forgot
Janet.
to do it at the beginning. So our wonderful West Coast Eileen Jong, is going to be doing our speaker series.
Yay!
Which Tuesday is that?
The second Tuesday of the month in April, and this is not April Fool's. I promise. And she's going to take us through an extensive exploration of Qigong.
Great.
Nice.
And I think it's going to be wonderful.
Yeah.
She gives very rich presentations. So join us on the second, and I don't know what the second Wednesday is.
Oh, that's like the 7, because it's
We'll
the third.
put it out in the CCL Insights. If anybody is, please, I'm going to say this again. If you aren't receiving the CCL Insights, please write Corky and let her know, so she can keep you in line of what's going on.
Yeah.
I'll keep you in line.
And also check your spam, and if you have your email, auto organize your emails. Like in Google, they'll have like updates, promotions, social, and then they'll have your main inbox. Often the CCL Insights will end up in updates or in social instead of in the main inbox.
Good.
That's assuming a lot of coordination and
A lot of coordination.
Yeah.
That's not
But
April Fools. That's real.
It's annoying.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it doesn't listen to you when you tell it to
Exactly.
go to your main.
Right.
Hey, can we Stephen, can you tell that story about your brother planning the spaghetti?
Well, it's actually it was kind of punishment. Yeah, apparently, I don't remember this, but apparently, brothers were misbehaving. So she gave him a little bag of macaroni and said, "Go plant this." And she made him plant it out in the garden.
Wow.
Kept them busy.
How many siblings did you have?
There were 10 of us, eight brothers and sisters.
Wow, that's
a lot of us.
Yeah, you have to be pretty creative to figure out what to do.
Yeah.
And somebody misbehaves, huh?
Donna had written a joke down there when you left.
Donna?
Donna had a joke written when you left.
Look in the chat.
Donna, excuse me. Donna put a live frog in a pot and on the table, telling me to have a bowl of soup she had just made. Oh, that's Donna and Kevin.
Oh,
pretty messy.
Well, it's time for donations.
Yeah.
So Janet, we have you doing everything.
No, we're just passing the basket around. Get that loving energy in there.
Yay.
And if any of you are watching online, we have, you can do PayPal is wonderful.
Put the energy in there, my love. There we go.
Both kisses in there.
Yeah,
Put the energy in there.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And now, it's been a short, it seems like it's April Fool's Day. It's been a short day, it seems like, but it's been a lovely day. I'm so glad you joined us. It was wonderful having you here. And know that we'll be back next week. And if anybody's interested in speaking, let me know. Because I love having people come into the house. Or you can just come to the house. Like Joan and Mary and Ruth and Lauren and Janet and Corky.
Janet has to come.
Janet has to come, Corky says. But thank you so much for joining us. It's been wonderful. And have a good time for April Fools. Do something fun and loving.
But no fool around. We're going to have some focaccia
Apple fritter
Apple fritter.
focaccia.
Focaccia, so-
Come in person to get treats.
Apple fritter focaccia.
Treats and coffee.
And
That's right, treats
so
and wonderful
somebody always brings a goodie here on Sunday morning.
Yes.
So if you want to come here and have goodies, the problem is parking is kind of rough.
Not
So
this
be
morning.
prepared to
Not this
walk a
morning.
bit, but
Not this morning.
we'd
This
love
morning
to
was
see you.
fine.
Awesome.
Thank you so very much for
Thank you,
coming.
everyone.
Thank
Love
you.
you. Have a wonderful
Bye
week.
now.
See y'all later.